what is it that the spine was not designed for? Huh?
Walking on two
sitting
legs.
like the way you're sitting, like. Huh? Each one of you slouching in your chairs. And then you wonder, see, everything's fine with me. But from the time I started working with BARC, my stomach is just growing. And the stomach is growing because that's so slouching. Now make that connection. You just heard a wonderful talk on yoga, ma'am. Thank you so much for this yoga. Oh, yoga. Okay. So I'm here to talk to you about another ancient wisdom, which is the ancient wisdom of eating right. Now, of course, we've stopped thinking about it as the ancient wisdom. We also stopped thinking about yoga as the ancient wisdom. We actually thought about it as something that Hollywood actors and actresses did, and then we all started copying it, saying, or while we are here in India, okay, kaun se celebrity kitna 100 Surya Namaskar kar rahi hai, so maybe I will also get up and do one and think now what's going to happen to me. So I'm talking to you about the ancient wisdom of eating right, which is actually a part of the yama that ma'am spoke about, and it's got to do with mitahar. Mitahar is really the wisdom about eating right. Before I go further, have you heard of Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasa?
Of course.
Shravanam, you're one of your, what? Yeah, your ability to listen, your jnanendriyas. Does my voice change every time I move on this side? So, you listen. All of our food research has been transmitted to us from generation to generation to what is now called as, what is now actually recognized, the system of research and documentation is recognized as a living tradition. Living tradition means that your mother passes the knowledge on to you, you need to pass it on to the future generation. Your mother gets it from her mother gets it got it from her mother got it from her mother. Okay, so this is experiential wisdom, which means that there were intelligent and wise men and women watching over how the food we ate responded in our bodies depending on the season and depending on the reason that we ate it. Okay, also depending on the speed that we ate it. So I'm going to talk to you about our living tradition, and one of the reasons why I need to talk to you about it is because we all belong to India, right? And we are rich with our living tradition. But India is also a developing country. Okay, we are still probably a third world nation. And as a developing country, we are all susceptible to what is now called as nutrition transition. Have you heard of that term? Nutrition transition means eating lesser and lesser of your own local food and eating more and more of processed global food. Everywhere in the third world countries, you will find that the incidences of heart disease, blood pressure, obesity, and all of them, everything that's associated with this whole metabolic syndrome X, they seem to be growing with every passing year. So the trend is that people within the developing countries start making more money. As they start making more money, they start having more problems. As they start having more problems, they start spending more money to get rid of those problems. They still have those problems, and most of us will probably die of a heart attack or diabetes or whatever. So we are in this whole phase of nutrition transition, which means that we have stopped eating our own local food. Have you noticed that trend? Huh?
Yes.
Okay. I still have two women at the back, but I'm not going to call you in front. Very bad. Yeah. So, anyway. So,
they don't want to come.
All right. So we are losing out on our local food. We lose out on our local food because of another well-documented phenomenon, which is called as nutritionism. Have you heard of nutritionism? Nutritionism is a method of glorifying one food for one of the nutrients that it has, and then associating everything wonderful, right, from losing fat from a particular area, ability to lower blood pressure, giving a calm sense of mind or whatever else that it is to that one particular nutrient. The reality, however, is that modern nutrition science hasn't been able to identify, much less, isolate every nutrient that's there in any kind of food. One of the reasons why we have this phenomenon of nutritionism happening in our country is because of what is called as dietitians. Yeah, I mean all of us within the, anyone who works within the healthcare industry, be it the doctor or the trainer or the dietitian, we are all responsible for this, but obviously I guess dietitians are more responsible than anyone else. So I'm going to give you like 3 main examples of nutritionism, and I'm going to urge to you that as people who have huge influence over what people eat, like, because when a doctor says something, when a physiotherapist says something, when anyone who belongs to a hospital or to a research faculty says anything about food, then we all tend to take it very, very seriously. Okay, so my urge to you today is stop doing all the nutritionism and don't allow as many people as you can influence to go through this whole nutrition transition. Get them to eat more local food. So one of the things is, of course, fruits. Now, how many of you have heard that banana is bad or fattening? See, don't put your hands here. You've either heard or you've not heard, or you're just bored. कितने बजे खत्म होएगा ना तो चाय बाकी है. हम लोगों को बोला था 2 सेशंस के बीच में चाय है. Okay? All right. So no chai. Now listen to me. Banana, sitafal, mango, grapes, missing out of one. Chiku are bad. And what is good? Oranges, apples, strawberries, berries, blueberries. Okay? Where are all of these coming from? Okay. So are they really crossing 7 continents to get to you? Yes. So now apply your common sense. What's happening to the nutrients in them? What are the kind of preservatives that you have to add so that the kiwi looks like a kiwi by the time you come? Get it? But the kiwi also must be thinking, मैं को कौन सा flight पे डाला है? उसके बाद कौन मेरे को खाने वाला है कौन? But what about the banana and the chiku and the sitafal?
Mango.
Grapes, mango. Why don't we eat that?
We eat that only.
It's too local, or anytime you eat, you're like, I really shouldn't be eating this mango, I really shouldn't be eating this mango. As if eating, the mango is eating you. So local fruits are great because they grow in the soil where you live. Okay, anything that grows close to where you stay. So there is another concept that I would like to introduce here. It's called the seed to the plate concept. Have you heard of that? So जितना कम distance रहता है from the seed to plate, जितना कम distance, उतना ही कम distance रहता है from the navel to the spine. So if you are eating fruits which are long seed to, you are आगे डॉक्टर साहब. How old are you? I'm 30. Or you look 50, but stress. Okay, it's not really so much stress. It's about the fact that I shop in malls and I get fruits which are wrapped in plastic and thermocol. And then I feel very virtuous about opening 200 rupiya pekiya, 200 gram. You get it much lesser. I mean, you will get fruits which are much higher in nutrients for a much lower price, with an emotional connect with the bhaiya or with the guy who's selling the fruits, who's also willing to tell you कि भाभी अच्छा नहीं निकला तो दूसरे दिन वापस लेके आना. बोलता है regular guy. Okay? Well, a mall person doesn't even recognize you, and you can't place any complaint. Anyways, my point is that fruits which grow in your area are meant for your kind of environment. They grow in the season that you need them to eat them, and that's exactly why nature has devised a plan where if you are going to be living in a coastal region like Mumbai, you will have access to the kind of fruits that you have learned to look down upon, which is sitafal, chiku, mango, banana, and grapes. Okay, now there is also another common belief that these are very fattening. Heard of that? Yeah. Where does that come from? You know, there was one Swami who would come with watches out of thin air. This also comes from thin air. Okay? This also comes from the fact that we have all now led ourselves to believe that anything which is good to taste must be horrible for me. What's the reality according to your traditional wisdom? That if it's good to taste, where's the first step of digestion? Go back to your school. On the tongue. Okay? If the tongue is not interested in what you are eating, do you think that it can send the right messages for secreting the right kind of digestive juices and enzymes? No. Then you wonder that when I could go torture karke, I got myself a sandwich from the canteen and I removed the bread and I just ate all the vegetables. Uske baad mein bhi why am I fat? Okay, because there is loss of digestion, no absorption, no assimilation, toilet pe baithta hai, no excretion. Okay, so you're fat. Okay, it's as simple as that. So get people to eat more local fruits. There is really no fat. In most fruits there is no fat. As far as sugar is concerned, everyone has fructose. And is fructose low on the glycemic index or high on the glycemic index? What's the main difference between glucose and fructose? That they are mirror images. Correct? So, kaunsa low GI wala, kaunsa high? Fructose is low on the glycemic index, which means that I'm diabetic, can I eat the banana? What's the answer?
Yes.
I'm diabetic, can I eat the mango? I'm diabetic, can I eat the sitafal? Baba, please eat. Because it's also rich in iron and stuff. So my first point was about. The second point is about rice. Rice is nice. Huh?
Yes.
Now you've all learned. Udar, kisko kya bolne ka? Yes, yes. Chalo aage बढ़ते. Why is rice nice? But what rice? Brown rice. Why? They say, it tastes horrible, so it must be nice. Okay? They say brown rice is very nice. Who are they? I don't know, all of these nameless, faceless people in the crowd that keep telling me, food gyan. Have you ever been on a local train? Every time you're on a local train, I was just telling manager, I was so scared every time I listen to a yoga talk. Anyone talking on yoga, I'm very scared because I feel that it will reduce to everyone sitting going, have you seen that? Okay, anyway. So, why brown rice? Why not white rice? What's so wrong with white rice?
Polished.
What happens when it's polished? Who told you this? Have you checked? Do you know this for a fact?
Food game.
When you go to like Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, or when you simply roam around Maharashtra and look at Barli paintings, okay, which is probably the most native art, you will find that there are pictures of women pounding rice. Have you seen that? That's the pounding action. What are they doing? Huh? They're turning brown rice to white rice. Why are they doing brown rice to white rice? They don't have access to labs. They don't know how. It's because when you pound brown rice, when you remove the husk, what you are doing is you're still ensuring that the rice has adequate fiber. But it doesn't have so much fiber that it comes in the way of absorption of the vitamins and the minerals that the grain of the rice carries. Okay? So you need to look at hand-pounded rice. If you don't get hand-pounded rice, you can look at single polished rice. So single polished rice, if you pick it up in your hand, it looks more white and less brown. It looks a little reddish, So if you look at it, you won't see your reflection in it. Like white rice, chaka-chak, ekdam, arey, mere ko pimple aa gaya. So it's not something like that. But it is the hand-pounded rice which will ensure that you get adequate absorption. See, another difference between the West and the East is that West believes, Western modern or modern nutrition science believes that if a human being consumes X grams